The March humidity in North Queensland is usually a real test of endurance, but tonight the conditions are near perfect. It's near a full house for our first trip to Dairy Farmers Stadium in 07. Let's take a look at how the teams line up. The home side is the same 17 as named on Tuesday. Paul Bowman returns to footy in the centres. The halves are Jason Smith and Jonathan Thurston. Steve Southern, Luke O'Donnell and Justin Smith are the back rowers, and the coach is Graham Murray. The visitors have several changes, most of them telegraphed midweek. Braithen Astor moves to 5'8" to partner 17-year-old debutant Mitchell Pearce at the scrum base. David Shillington replaces Chris Beattie up front, while Nate Miles moves into the second row with Anthony Tupou shifting to lock, and the Roosters coach is Chris Anderson. Our referee is Gavin Badger in just his 23rd first-grade game. The Cowboys are running right to left for the opening 40 minutes. The Roosters won the toss, and a four-man Roosters tackle is going to be very interesting to absorb and observe over the first couple of defensive sets of six. Just what the Roosters do, Gordon. We saw them playing the one marker against South Sydney in round one. It's come under a lot of criticism. Chris Anderson already is under a lot of pressure. He's a thinker, he's a trier, he changes.
Well,
and the first penalty to the Cowboys.
The first tackle from the Roosters, there was two markers. The second, there was one. The third, there was two. So obviously when you train all off-season to work at one marker or two markers, it's very hard to change over the night. But if they play one marker against this Cowboy sides with the footwork of the Paynes, the Thurstons, the Bowen, I think they're going to get punished.
Yeah, they could be hurt as the ball does go to Payne, and then one further. Matt Scott running wide. He is a big lump of a lad. Andy Raymond along with Gordon Tallis. Tallis back in his hometown, a hero in the city this afternoon, the big man. He loves his footy, and out here, so too does the crowd on hand. And the Cowboys have the first real scoring opportunity. Falling off a tackle there was David Shillington. Some good defensive scrambling work from Craig Fitzgibbon and also Nate Miles. As Smith gets the ball from behind, over the top, the Cowboys are in early. 90 seconds into the game of football, and North Queensland is on the board. Brenton Bowen is the try scorer.
You just can't give the Cowboys two sets of six. It was perfect. They give away a penalty. Cowboys, they just looked like it was a nothing set, still working into the game so early. The ball goes out to Jason Smith. A beautiful little kick, pinpoint accuracy, the skill in that. That's why they bought him. The experience that Jason Smith brings to this side. As you see Payne, he's come out, he's looked Smith all the time in the world, weighed up his options, pinpoint kick, and Bowen, what an athlete, what a player.
What an athlete, and it was just a simple case of catch the ball and fall to your knees. Jason Smith has that ability because of his ball playing skills and also the way he carries the football to keep the defensive line very much on their heels. Ball out in front, two hands, and Brenton Bowen says, thanks, Jace. I've gotten a first for the year.
Exactly, and he's slowly becoming out of the shadow of Matt Bowen. Before he was Matt Bowen's cousin, now Brenton Bowen is starting to get a name for himself. And, you know, you don't know who called that play, but the good wingers, you see him put up their hand. But if Jason Smith told him, it was great work. He had to stay on side in case they shifted the ball.
Yep.
And then obviously the speed to get there. And, you know, I don't think you can coach speed, and that's what he's got plenty of.
Certainly has. Here is Thurston, 24 metres back, a metre and a bit in from touch. On the least favoured side for a right foot kicker. Let's follow it with him. Ah, too good, JT. Too good. A 6-0 lead inside the opening 3 minutes. Jason Smith setting up another try. And the Cowboys first for the evening. The Roosters on the back foot already. A lot of changes and a short turnaround for the Roosters. Whatever the crowd is here live at Dairy Farmers, I am quite sure 50% of them are here solely to see Matt Bowen and Jonathan Thurston twinkle their toes and sprinkle their magic all over Townsville.
And there was a great shot there by Danny Nutley, low. The Roosters are starting to hit a bit heavier now. They're getting more control on the ruck to play the ball. This set of 6 for the Roosters has been a hell of a lot better as Carl Webb makes a good 10 metres and unloads.
Carl Webb got some second phase footy in his game this year, and here they go again. It's Ashley Graham. Bowen is on the inside. Brenton, he takes the ball. He collects a double inside of 10 minutes. 2 tries to Brendan Bowen, 10 points to the Cowboys, and they look hot.
And so should the crowd stand up on their feet. As I said, I thought the Roosters controlled that set of 6 better than any other, and they just start finding numbers. Jason Smith and Jonathan Thurston, they move the ball left. Carl Webb, this is where it all starts, the unload. 3 blokes in the tackle, the strength of Carl Webb to stand and get it out straight to Smith, sums it up, long ball. Kenny Dow goes for the intercept, and away they go. And Bowen, he comes from nowhere, and that's Brenton, and what a try.
Always a good sign of an enthusiastic side as we watch it from front on is how many players are running with the ball carrier. This is Graham bursting down that right-hand side. Brendan Bowen is on the inside, but there's 4 Cowboys within a passing range there to say, look, I'm happy to take 4 points too.
And they're all the blokes that had a hand in the play. They don't just pass the ball or play the ball and think that their job's over. They just keep on motion. Terry Lamb was the best at it. Terry Lamb would play the ball. You see him jogging up the middle of the field, and he scored more tries than ever and played the most games for the NRL.
Legendary Terry Lamb, who had a bit to do with this young man in his early years. Jonathan Thurston, of course, a Queenslander through and through, but came down as part of the Bulldogs junior system. What a great place to learn your footy. Belmore.
Oh, exactly. So you learn how to be tough, the discipline of Billy Johnson being your trainer. The Dogs, they fight over a bone in any game. Then now he's playing state of origin level with blokes like Darren Locke. He's just learning, and he's got Jason Smith with the experience of a bloke that's played, 400 seasons.
Yeah.
And enjoys himself and plays footy at his own pace.
Jonathan Thurston 1 from 1 so far tonight, and an easier kick this one. No issues either. They're beating the clock, and the Cowboys 11 down, 12-0 is the score.
Well, coming to the game today, I thought the Cowboys, they really, out enthused the Broncos last week. It was a great game, but normally when a side goes to Brisbane, it was a big occasion, a sellout crowd, that they come the next week and they struggle to lift. And sides that normally beat Brisbane don't go on and perform the way they do. The Cowboys, off last week's confidence, just hit the ground running again. And at the moment, this looks like it's going to be a cricket score.
Bowen. Oh, that's a good front-on shot on Scott, put on by Iasia Soliola. He was still able to get the ball loose. What about that possession stat? 81% of the footy has been in the hands of the Cowboys. That stat continues. It will rack up that scoreline. Already 12 points to 0. You just cannot compete if the possession flow isn't even remotely similar.
I just saw the referee call Nutley offside. Aaron Payne has great hookers and players too. He ran at him, committed him, he touched him, and there was no penalty. And if he wasn't there, he was going to run straight through. I don't know why that isn't a penalty.
Minicello links up with Sam Perrott on his inside, but the Cowboys' defensive line chasing was excellent. O'Donnell and Bowman, 2 noted and very strong defenders combining on this left-hand side for the Cowboys. Lifted and dumped as Joel Monahan. Wing to Pearce. 2 posts, spills the ball. Smith in open space, and he just couldn't get those legs moving fast enough. 10 metres out. Roosters fans, shut your eyes. Cowboys fans, stand on your feet. It could very well be on again. O'Donnell. Was the ball lost there? Braithen Astor seems to think it was, and Braithen Astor helped Gavin Badger and the near side touch judge out with that.
Lost ball, mate.
And that is the ruling.
Yeah, that's all right.
It's the reason why.
I gave you the explanation, mate. You pulled out.
First error of their night, and considering they've had so much of the footy, it's not bad completion rate football.
It's out.
And they haven't been tucking it up underneath their arm either and running one out. They've been throwing the ball around. And their defence is outstanding, the Cowboys so far, putting a lot of pressure on the Roosters just with their defence, and the Roosters are one out. You don't realise until a bloke leaves how much they're going to miss a Finch, a Ryan Cross, players like that. They probably gel and hold everything together in this situation. They've got a young halfback in Mitchell Pearce. This is a great test for him now tonight. They're under the pump. They're down 12-0. What does he do? Does he try to take the ball from the horn? You see some solid defence and a great run.
Wasn't that hard from Bluey Southern? Shillington runs head first into Carl Webb and also Matt Scott. That'll shorten your career. Mitchell Pearce, good long kicking game. Sits up nicely too. At the back on this near side is Neil Sweeney. Soliola defensively there along with young Pearce. Incredible facility, and don't they just love their footy up here in Townsville. The junior football is thriving.
Behind his leg, Danny. At first, and then you're all over him. That's slow.
Gavin Badger confusing 1D Nutley there just a little with the ruling. Looked like Nutley was trying to give Jason Smith a wedgie of sorts. Penalties 3-0 in favour of the Cowboys.
Hold for the touch, Wallace.
Not any great surprise there. Defensively, sides concede a lot more penalties than the offensive side. And when a team like the Cowboys is in control and is in form like they are, it really compounds your issues. Here is Webb. There's 4 Roosters there. They finally get him on the deck. They turtle him onto the back just to slow up that play the ball. Payne pirouetted there and used Matt Scott as the decoy runner. Tackle number 3 for North Queensland. First and a second man ball from Jason Smith. Smith directing the traffic. He directs it this side to Bowen. Inside runner is O'Donnell. He's brought down very gently, it appeared. Just 13 metres out from the line. In the tackle was Nutley and Fitzgibbon. Now Payne to Smith at first receiver. To Thurston. He looks for the grubber. Brenton Bowen had a grab at it. Taking the ball is Sean Kenny-Dowell. He runs infield, but the Cowboys are absolutely everywhere. And his progress is halted by the right shoulder of Steve Southern.
Too early, Steve. No. Too early, Steve. You've got to hold. You're not too early.
Nothing wrong with the enthusiasm of Southern, but it has given the Roosters their first penalty of the evening. Good kick for touch from the halfback. It's got them out of their red zone and edging up towards halfway. This is Nate Miles, represented Queensland from the Bulldogs in 2006 and was a major off-season signing. He too had several clubs chasing his services. Good running, two-part. Gets the ball free to Pearce. Nice ball to Shillington. Shillington straightens up. Decided against using an Asta on the inside. 30 metres out from the Cowboys' land. The first real chance for the visitors. As Fitzgibbon, with Craig Wing on his back, is driven to the ground 18 metres out. The ball comes free, and it is a penalty to the Sydney Roosters. A lot of hands on hips from the Sydney Siders.
Hold! Move!
10 metres out. Wing. Pearce. Quick service to Anasta. Dominicello! He's there! Or is he?
Actually, this will be the first. We're checking for the ground, and thank you.
Well, if this is a try, it's a great ball by Braithen Nasta. He's gone across the line. He looks like he's going to throw a cut-out ball. Dominicello just runs off his shoulder. And he spent 10 months out last year, and he's pretty much come back last week. Did he get this ball down? I think that's all in one motion, isn't it?
Let's have a look. Try time for mine. Our video ref is Stevie Nash.
I think that was all in one motion, but if he slid on his belly there and then he moved his arm and rolled and reached out, would that be not a try? Because he's on his back, but I'd give it a try. But Minicello last week, they said he had a quiet game, still run for 200 metres, 21 hit-ups, his first game back after missing a lot of football with a back injury, a lower back injury, and I've got no doubt he'll get his #1 Australian jersey back.
There was reason to be positive for you Roosters fans, despite the loss to South Sydney. Minicello was in great form. We have yet another look at what could be an Anthony Minicello try and the Roosters opener for the night.
Well, is there a second movement there?
I don't believe there's a second movement.
Yeah.
I think it's all in the one motion. And I think the face of Ashley Graham pretty much says it all.
I'd give it a try.
No try penalty.
There we are.
Don't ask me. Don't ask Tallis.
Well, I did ask you the question. I said, if he did slide on his belly and he reached out, would it be a penalty?
You're
because he's on his back.
You are rock solid.
I am rock solid. I did mention that first.
Roger that.
As you know, you do have to sit on the fence sometimes.
Splinters Tallis. Well, disappointment for you Roosters fans. The execution was certainly there. No benefit of the doubt required in the eyes of Steve Nash. There was no doubt.
But encouraging signs for the Roosters. The first real opportunity they had down in the Cowboys area, and they come up with a try. Or well, they come up with a good line break, and they know that they can score points. So that'll be confidence for them. They know if they can control the ball, get down there, get some possession, that they'll put a bit of pressure on this Cowboys defensive line.
Once again, they shuffle back. The Roosters defensive line, they are within their own half. Payne operating open side. Thurston goes straight through. Dummies once. Steps off the right. And Jonathan Thurston goes in under the post. Potentially a 12-point turnaround in 60 seconds.
Well, how many times do you see it? Jonathan Thurston or Jason Smith, they're throwing the pass for the other tries. This time he says it's my turn. You've got to feel a bit sorry for the Roosters. I thought they were unlucky down the other end, but that's what footy's all about. You see Payne coming out, just a second man play. Jonathan Thurston just beat Danny Nutley for speed. Great support there. And it's with it. I mean, Minicello, well, he should have picked one of them. He had 3 or 4 coming at him.
That was just handy footwork. Wing was beaten. So too the inside man. Mitchell Pearce was beaten by the dummy. And Anthony Minicello was all but supporting the outside runner.
And we talk about the bloke that scored a try, but Smith, he loomed up on the outside. He's the one that put Craig Wing in 2 minds. Craig Wing goes, God, I've got a big back rower running onto this ball. Who do I take? Thurston sees the opportunity.
Jonathan Thurston right in front, 2 from 2 tonight. This is a Guinea, 12 metres back. Great to see some grass on the other side of the fence and a football ground, and there is some hill left here at Dairy Farmers Stadium, and this will give the kids something to rumble about in the outer. They all go for the football, and it's on. On the field, it's 18 points still, and the news does not get any better for the Roosters. Anthony Tupou came from the field, and it was because of this. Again, one of those incidents where it really doesn't look too physical, too nasty, or nothing evident. Oh!
That's a bit cheeky.
The right hamstring. Tony Ayoub there with the elbows in. He is on Anthony Tupou. As you saw, his hamstring was being worked on in the dressing sheds. They are hoping to have him back sooner rather than later. Chris Anderson would be hoping. There he is, Tupou. Has got some padding being applied by Tony Ayoub as the ball goes into touch. A good territorial kick from the Cowboys.
There was a great set of 6 there by the Cowboys. They're just trying to settle things down a little bit. They've been rushing. I think they're surprised at the scoreline themselves. So they'll just settle them down. Hopefully get a real good set of 6 here and keep the pressure on the Roosters defensively, but the Cowboys have got to get in a rut that they don't have to score every 5 minutes. They just got to come back, and obviously you try to tell your players not to look at the score, but it is 80-0. You'd love your players to keep on competing, right? There's another 13 minutes to go. They wouldn't want the Roosters to get back in the next 13 minutes and score a try after the wonderful start.
Bowman brought down 17 metres out from the try line. They've been there 3 times tonight so far. The inside runner is Steve Southern. He straightens the attack. Inside 10 metres now. Alarm bells ringing for the Roosters. Awkward ball first and had to turn to take it. Falmawina. Sione is on. Centre field. Taking it to the line. Little Roddy Jensen. Only a metre between him and 4 points. An opportunity on this near side if they can get the ball out quickly. Jason Smith does just that. Sweeney steps, straightens, heads towards the line, and the defence scrambling. It was tough. O'Donnell. Jason Smith just couldn't hold on to it. The ball was way out in front.
And Jason Smith will be telling him, you realise I'm 35 and I can't bend over and catch balls at my knees. I suppose you did try to take it one-handed, so for all those kids, make sure you put 2 hands on your ball.
How would you ever know exactly how old Jason and Darren Smith are? I think they've fudged their birth certificates together for a couple of years.
300 games and 400 games, that's what they go by, games.
2 very talented brothers. Wing, long ball to Anasta at first receive, and he straightens. Played lock forward against the Rabbitohs in round 1, and was the only forward to register 100 attacking metres, and he tried his backside off. He's a bloke that's easy to criticise, Braith Anasta, and he cops his fair share. You could never say he didn't put in.
I'll tell you one thing about Braith Anasta has never said once that he's the best player, he's the best rookie, he's the best player. It's the media that have written him up now, it's the media crooning. He's a wonderful player, he plays great, he's a big, strong ball runner, and I think that he is playing, not tonight, but he's got the right number on his back. I think he can be a great lock forward.
Here go the Roosters, still marching forward. Nate Miles, very close. 18-0, they've got a couple of shots. Now have the visitors. Anasta, short ball to Fitzgibbon. That was easily read by the Cowboys. Anasta short side, Pearce open side, so options both ways. Minicello, a little pop of a pass from his halfback. Both have wrapped round to this shallow side. Little grubber ahead. Neil Sweeney was there. An ability to back themselves. There was good communication from the Roosters. This side of the field, their right-hand attack, they all knew the kick was on.
Exactly right, and it's a great little kick, great weight on the kick, and they're going to get a repeat set of 6. But for mine, the Roosters, straight from dummy half, they're going with the 10 or 15 metre pass, where the Cowboys, they're coming out, they're asking the question of the big blokes, and then there's someone in behind. They're getting more runners asking questions of the ruck area. The Roosters are throwing the cutout pass. The Cowboys are reading it easy and just sliding it off.
Nasta takes it, finds a runner in the form of Mickey Payer. Interesting, the Roosters are still looking for club victory 1,000. Well, the Cowboys tonight are looking for club victory 100. Some second phase football promoted by Charles Tonga into the hands of Mitchell Pearce. He's dwarfed by Luke O'Donnell. Wing straightens. Fitzgibbon shuffles and moves into the dummy half. Out of the 19, onto Anasta at second receiver. Minicello wrapping around, has a couple of options, picks up. Was it Solioli? Yes, it was, who was 10 metres out. Minicello again. Roosters, they are in, and they are in through Lapini Payer.
Now, if I was a coach of the Roosters, they went long ball, 3 long balls to a bloke playing at the line. Then they got tackled, then Minicello went down the short side and he had numbers and he's playing them right at the ruck. I think that's the answer. The Cowboys have been doing it with great ease and great success. And then once you put, here he is, Minicello, numbers a bloke on the inside. He had 2 options on the outside, and it's a fair try, just too big, too strong player. But that's what they need to do. They don't need those long passes. They don't work in the game. The blokes are too fit. They come up and they slide. Brent Bowen, he probably should have had a better attempt at tackle than that.
They are big, strong boys, these Payer boys, Mickey and Lapini, and of course there's the layer as well. You look at little Matty Bowen next to them. Like, realistically, Matt's one saunter off being a jockey at the best of times, but they are mountains. There's Ronnie Palmer in the background, and Ron Palmer, along with Brad Fittler, tonight, haven't they done some metres around Dairy Farmers Stadium?
Ronnie Palmer, doesn't he look like someone that I know on television?
Barry Dawson, isn't it? The Cougar Man.
Oh, the Cougar Man. Gets in the front yard, tries to settle that dog down. the dog whisperer.
Great Fitzgibbon. Good kick to start his night. As far as the goal kicking is concerned, 18 points to 6. Fitzgibbon runs back with Ronnie Palmer, the man we were just talking about. 2 converted tries, the difference in the minutes before half-time. And an opportunity now for the Roosters just to settle things down. And considering the fact that Cowboys have had just so much football and made so many less tackles, any more points to the Roosters would be a cause for concern for Graham Murray.
Exactly, and you've got to understand that the Roosters are, if they get to half-time and they score some more points, they're not going to feel too bad, because I don't think that they could play any worse. As they start getting more ball and they start playing like they did, and they're coming out of dummy half, they're asking more questions. They've got to pull and tire these blokes like Big Carlos Webb and Tronky and all those blokes in the middle. They've got to make them work and then get them out on the fringes.
Don't forget the Minicello no try in the 19th minute. 60 seconds later or thereabouts, Jonathan Thurston scored at the other end of the park. Potentially a 12-point turnaround. And it could well be 12 all after 33 minutes. Suggestion it was a little high. It's Matt Bowen down.
You're right about the size of him. Big boys, aren't they?
Over the top, it is Mickey Payer.
Yeah, probably not much into it. You can't help it when you're 6 foot and you want to tackle aggressive. There's not much of a target there on Matty Bowen, but I suppose you either pull out of the tackle and the coach gets up you in the change room, or you come in and try to make the tackle. I probably wouldn't even give that a penalty myself.
I think he got him straight on the chin. Oh, the well, nose has gone too.
Sorry, Matty. I'd give you a penalty.
What's happened here is, now you've come in, you've hit him in the chin. Okay, it's on report. I don't have to do it anymore. Okay, let's settle it down. Get him down first time. You get your tackles down.
The heat ducked into it defence doesn't work in 2007.
Well, it doesn't work out on the field. I know that much. It may work at the judiciary if he's got to get there, or if he has to go there. But it's on deaf ears, let me tell you, with the ref. Is that out?
Oh. It was touched by the Roosters, who in fact were over the sideline when they touched it. So they've been forced back the 10 metres. Charles Tonga is offside, and he was yelled at by Gavin Badger, the referee, repeatedly to stay out of it. He did just that. The Cowboys were very quick to keep the ball in play and try and expose that issue down that centre third. Just over 5 minutes remain in the opening half. Here is Jensen.
And that's what's killed the Roosters in the first half. Just these unloads, when they get 3 or 4 on a tackle and the Cowboys are still able to get an unload away, it puts the Roosters under pressure.
Good short ball from Jonathan Thurston. Faumuina the carrier. Jensen. He spills the ball forward. Another incomplete use of the football for Graham Murray's men. Their completion rate 13 of 17. The completion rate of the Roosters 11 of 13. Good numbers.
But watching the game, you wouldn't think it'd be that high.
No, you wouldn't. Add to that, maths was never your strong point.
No, exactly, but they've been coming off their try line. They haven't had too many opportunities. They've probably only been down in the good ball area probably 2 or 3 times, but they've come up with 6 points, so they can take some confidence out of that, as I said before.
Again, the tough work, rolling up the sleeves and bashing it out of your own red zone. Fitzgibbon, was he hit high there? Jacob Lillyman, not penalised, not cautioned. Here is Charles Tonga. Oh, the big bump off. And little Ronnie Jensen's not well, but the Cowboys, they have possession of the football. Once again, the pressure back on the Roosters. They're on their heels defensively.
But what a shot by little Jensen. He's rushed up on probably the biggest bloke on the field. He's got arms like my thighs. He's put a shot on him and come up with a drop ball. Here he is, a dummy half now picking up the ball. And I think he's still a bit concussed.
He saw 4 Jonathan Thurstons and threw it to the one on the right. Cowboys, ball in motion. Graham, inside runner was Bowen. Couldn't get the arms free yet again. Falmawina to Thurston. Back to Jensen. Just lacking a little direction at the moment, the Cowboys. Jason Smith is moving it round to the short side. They have the numbers. Stands up the ball to Falmawina, who couldn't control it. A good indication of just how well Smith sees defensively in the patterns that are being used, because there was a shortage for the Roosters on that far side.
Certainly was. It took him a long time to get there, but with Jason Smith, when you play with Jason Smith, you've got to read him, you've got to watch him. You can't just go there and run and expect the ball. You've got to go to him. You either got to run, and if he keeps on coming across your line, you drop off or you hit a hole. You pick a hole, he'll make the right decision with the ball. But just the Cowboys blokes trying to run off him, they all waited for him to pass it to him. You just run, he'll find the spot.
Wing to Anasta, pumps it downfield. Over the sideline, 13 metres out from the Cowboys line. And there'll be 26 players pretty keen to take their time walking to the scrum. Game has been played at a good pace. As I said in the opener, the humidity, not as bad as it normally is up here at this time of year, but still the conditions are very warm. Carl Webb already recording good numbers here tonight. Good start to the year for Carl. Graham tackled awkwardly. That was Soliola down low. Fitzgibbon over the top. Jensen across field now, linking up with Bowman. Given no room. No room at all inside his own 20 metres. Normally communication is a pretty good gauge of where a side is at as far as confidence levels, and defensively the Roosters are doing a lot of talking out on the field. Just a minute before half-time, they are down by 12. But a lot of talk, it's a good sign. Chris Anderson will be happy with that. Bowen on the last. Pumps it over the sideline.
Exactly right. With the start they had, you'd probably expect them to, probably throw the towel in a little bit and wait to half-time. But the Roosters, they fought back into this game. They got some points. They had a disallowed try by Minicello, but they're starting to grind away. They're starting to do that Roosters style of game where they just grind away and just keep at you, hang in there, and then they'll get you in the end. And that's what they're trying to do. And I think the Cowboys are just happy. Look, we've got some points in the first half. Let's get the half-time, reassess it, and come back out.
Heads in.
30 seconds remain in the half. Monahan. These two sides have gone head-to-head 19 times. What an amazing stat it is. The Roosters have been victorious 17 times. The Cowboys just the twice and only once here on home soil. Wing. Downfield. Anasta leading the chase. He's got Jason Smith covered for all money, but he's not going to catch Matt Bowen. Mitchell Pearce is down there as well. So with Mitch Orbison as The siren sounds in the background. An entertaining opening 40 minutes here at Dairy Farmers Stadium. At half-time is the Cowboys 18, the Roosters 6. 4 tries in total, and didn't they start in magnificent form, the home side, coming off a great victory in round 1 over the Brisbane Broncos. The Cowboys are looking to continue on their winning ways. Stay with us right here. You're watching Super Saturday. Whatever prices they're paying in the outer, they've got value for their money tonight, because the Cowboys, the opening half hour, it was classy. Jonathan Thurston scored 1 try. Brenton Bowen 2. But back in with a little sniff for the Roosters. We get the second half underway. Minicello offloads. That is Mickey Payer. One of 2 players placed on report in that opening half, the other being David Shillington. Possession and the flow of the game has gone very much against the Sydney Siders. Here is Charles Tonga. That's good meters from the last couple of runners. Just very simple stuff from the Roosters. The game plan is to play all the footy down this end of the park. Bowen back in his own in-goal area. And an enthusiastic chasing team. They were effective too. Craig Fitzgibbon, after 19 tackles, he led the team down.
Perfect set of 6 there by the Roosters to start the second half. They didn't touch the ball in the first half for a while, but certainly that one they made it count.
Moving up to the 20-metre line. Here is Falmawina. Sione gives Graham Murray a great deal of flexibility, because the former Kiwi international can really play one of several roles depending on what type of attack they are looking for.
Well, if you look at the Cowboys side right across the park, they seem to be well balanced. You've got someone like Jason Smith with the experience. Sione Falmawina with his great hand size can play in the backs and the forwards. They got speed, they got footwork, they got everything. With the Roosters, the thing at the moment, especially with Harrison and Flannery out, they probably lack mobility in their forward pack. Like you see now, it's only 1 set. The big boys, they do take a while to get back. And against sides like this that are hot, you know, on a pretty warm night maybe for the Roosters, they tend to struggle towards the end of the game.
And it appears what's happened is that Mitch Orbison has come on. He was originally named as the number 6, but that was on Tuesday. He started from the bench. He's on the field and playing that traditional 5/8 role. Mitchell Pearce remains at halfback, and Braithen Astor has moved into lock forward, where he was initially named to play, and that just improves the rotation of the big men. Zanasta finds the short ball. Was that player taken out? Yes, he was, before he had the ball in his arms. So the timing couldn't be better as far as a penalty for the Roosters go.
Here it is, Anasta, yeah.
Not a lot in it.
No, not a lot in it. But when you've got a big bloke charging at you, you know, like your coaches tell you all week, it's muscle memory to get up in their face, cut down their time and space, don't let them get a run up. So
here go the Roosters. Charles Tonga straight and hard. Picks out little Rod Jensen to try and bulldoze over. Craig Wing to Mitchell Pearce. Short ball to Payer. Tries to bump off one. Is ridden to the ground by Carl Webb. Wing does it himself. Had Orbison, Pearce and Minicello all on that right-hand side. Deep as the young halfback, giving himself plenty of time. Minicello. And Astor will let the ball go. Soliola. So close to the line. Good defensively was Jason Smith. Lunging for the line was Sean Kenny Dow.
Give me the 5th tackle. I'm checking for grounding, thanks.
Very much the one-out play. Very much a low percentage play from Sean Kenny Dow. But has he found the line? Has he found points? He's dropped the ball.
20-metre restart to the Cowboys. You think that it's just come loose here. I think it's Graham's leg. Yeah, the ball's dropped down. He's knocked it out. 20-metre restart, Cowboys.
Tell you that Ashley certainly wasn't back on the line too.
Look, it is a low percentage play, but if he scores a try, it's a great play. I mean, sometimes you can catch side snapping. Jason Smith was lying on the ground. He thought, you know, maybe there's only going to be one marker. I'll have a go at it. But they're wingers for you. I didn't think like wingers, Andy. I didn't have that. I just said pass it out to the big bloke.
No try and a penalty. The penalty is in favour of the Roosters.
He was offside, mate.
Ashley Graham offside, and the news gets worse for the Cowboys. Jason Smith is being assisted from the field. Looks like a left knee issue.
Hold the line. Hold the line.
Big problems.
Hold the line.
Wing from Pearce. Now to Tonga. They are just 6 metres out. What a boost this would be for the visitors. Scoring here, the opening couple of minutes of the second half. And Nasta going nowhere. Falmawina along with Justin Smith wrapping up the ball carrier. Wing. Once again to Pearce. Now to Orbison, a very talented youngster. Tries to go in between O'Donnell and Thurston. That opening shut very quickly. Minicello back to Ring, who leaves it there.
No.
The knock-on rule, despite the objections of Craig Fitzgibbon and company. Let's have a look what happened to Jason Smith. He's in a great deal of pain lying on the ground there. See the look on the face. That was the Kenny Down no try. Smith was excellent defensively, but at what price? He hasn't been taken straight to the sideline. He's been taken back into the sheds. It's always a pretty average sign. Bit of push there from the Roosters. Rarely seen in a scrum in the modern era.
If you want to push, go play rugby and become 120 kilos.
Good to see Paul Bowman back out in firsts tonight. Had an off-season where he had neck surgery and a 2006 punctuated by injury. He played some Queensland Cup last week, and his performance good enough to force Graham Murray to change a winning combination. Neil Henry went back into Queensland Cup, play alongside guys like Scotty Minto and Ray Cashmere and David Fayumu.
And Henry scored a great try. He probably had one of the better games out of that, and Cashmere had a good solid game. And my old mate Scotty Minto, 40-20 as we used to call him. He looked 40, but he's only 20. At the Broncos, he's still playing in the young guns at the Cowboys, but I'm sure if he bites his tongue, he'll be up here in the near future. But talking about Paul Bowman, he is one of the nice guys of the game. He's one of those players that you just want to play with. He doesn't get the reps. He's not a high-profile player, but every time he's played for Queensland, he's nothing but put his body on the line, and he is one of the good guys, and he'll be sorely missed the day he retires.
Charles Tonga straight through the middle.
Great tackle, Matty Bowen.
The Bondi Junction bulldozer. And either the front row is just completely out of puff, or he's injured.
Or Matty Bowen's put a shot on him.
Let's give him some room, boys.
No, it doesn't appear to be anything too bad in the tackle. Gee, that was good footwork initially from Charles Tonga.
And great technique for all those little kids that play the game.
Yeah.
There's no bigger bloke. Matty Bowen's one of the smaller guys. Just stood his ground, a good low tackle. You don't try to take the big guys high. Great technique. And look at that. The bigger they are, the harder they fall.
It is true. Back onto the field for the Roosters is one Danny Nutley. Once again, the Cowboys are asked to roll up their sleeves. It's been a good start to this second half for the Roosters. They've dominated field position, and possession has been relatively evenly shared. Albeit we're just 7 minutes into this second stanza as Webb charges forward. last week against the Broncos. Didn't he have some offload and some second phase football in him? A real quality performance from Carl Webb, who I think most of us just think is that pure, tough, fists up type player. He showed quite a lot of class against the Bronx, and he's shown that again tonight.
Well, people wouldn't realise he's a great athlete. I've actually seen him stand there and do a backflip. So that's how much agility he's got. But he's a great unloader. He's strong. He's hard to pull down. And I'd like to see him rewarded. I think he's matured a lot since he's come to the Cowboys. At Brisbane, he probably didn't find his feet as well as we would have liked, even though we love playing with him. But since he's come to the Cowboys, he's probably gone on leaps and bounds, to the credit of Billy Johnson last year and the training staff here. And they're talking about him maybe getting the Australian jersey. I'd love to see him. I think it's going to give him that extra confidence, and he can go on to be one of the state of origin heroes for Queensland again this year, I hope.
News on Jason Smith isn't good. A severely sprained ankle. He won't be back tonight. It's Luke O'Donnell. Takes it forward. A lot of clubs starting to line up and show plenty of interest in Luke O'Donnell. Off contract at the end of this year.
And so they should. He's probably taken over the mantle. He'll probably be the inspiration that Ben Kennedy led New South Wales with last year. He'll probably do that for New South Wales this year, already with 19 hit-ups and 10 hit-ups and 19 tackles. His work, he gets you a mountain of work, but it's quality. As Carl Webb unloads, but it goes to the ground.
Oh, knock on from Orbison. Ruled. The Cowboys will retain possession. Gavin Badger was in good position to adjudicate that decision. Orbison filthy with himself. Webb flicks it out. Gee, I thought there may have been an initial knock on from Sione Faumuina there. Is that the case? Or has he touched it? I'm unsure. Jonathan Thurston was just down receiving attention from the trainer. Scrum is ready to pack. Smith, Justin at half. O'Donnell at 5'8". Wasn't going to use a sidestep there. Just pure strength. As a result, Craig Fitzgibbon was the man placed in front of him. Payne. Short ball, Lillyman running good angles. So many options, this Cowboys outfit. Leaving the ball behind was Smith. And penalty to the Roosters, an obstruction call. The Roosters were going to have the football anyway, but this gives them the opportunity at meters, and good ones at that. That's the reason for the penalty. Good line finder from Mitchell Pearce too. Certainly shown us tonight that he's got a long kicking game as Nate Miles takes it forward. Don't the big boys in the middle of the field, that centre third, really appreciate a halfback that takes just a little more time kicking into touch to try and get the extra 10 or 12 metres. It's 10 or 12 metres less that you have to travel and bash yourself through.
That's obstruction.
An obstruction in possession of the footy just as they were starting to get some field position. That's Nutley.
Well, the West Tigers scored a try like that today. You saw Robbie Farah run behind Benji Marshall. Benji Marshall put a kick. I think that's what confuses players, and that's what, as a player, I should get really angry. I didn't get angry that much on the field.
As a player, you were really angry about anything.
But you want consistency, and you want to know the rule, and you watch one game and it happens, and you do it, and that's where you get frustrated a bit. But obviously,
a debate for another night.
Exactly.
Lillyman tackle. No score in this second half. In 11.5 minutes, both sides have had a couple of opportunities. The field position through Scott is good for the home side. Payne to Thurston. Keeping in mind the home side is without Jason Smith with a badly sprained ankle. Payne. Thurston straight through. Jonathan Thurston collects a double. Excellent communication from the Cowboys. Their execution, top shelf.
Outstanding. That's what Payne said. I've been saying it all through the call. the Cowboys want to go through you. They want to go through the ruck first, and if that's not an option, they'll keep on going wider and wider with numbers. Payne just gets out here. The Roosters slow off the line, a huge gap there. And Thurston, oh so easy.
It was exactly what you were saying earlier about Jason Smith. You've got to play with Jason Smith and for Jason Smith. That's what Jonathan Thurston did there with Aaron Payne. He knew Payne was going to find the hole. Thurston just simply had to run at it, and Payne would deliver him the ball.
Exactly, 100%. Jonathan Thurston wanted the ball. He wanted to go to the outside man. He was shaping to do it. He saw Shillington. He come off the line. Shillington, he come off the line. He come off sideways. Change of mind in a split second, straighten into the hole, and it was probably one of his easier tries.
Right in front, Jonathan Thurston. Just 13 metres out. Stands are packed here at Dairy Farmers Stadium. Our first trip up here for 2007, and it appears they will leave a very happy group. To be quite the party in the city tonight. North Queensland captain taking plenty of time, and why not? He slots that one, 4 from 4 with the boot. A personal haul of 16 points so far for Jonathan Thurston. Still plenty of football to go. See the ice packs on the necks of players or on the heads of players. Not as humid as perhaps they thought it would be, but still nice and warm up here. 10 to 10 local time. Good three-man tackle there from the Roosters. Both sides have got big tasks next week. The Cowboys head south to play the Dragons at Wynn Stadium next Saturday to kick off Super Saturday. That'll be our 5:30 live game. And the Roosters, they play host to the Sea Eagles at Aussie Stadium next Sunday. Minicello fields the ball. He's got a bit of open space in front of him. Whilst the chasing team wasn't quick getting up in his face, when it did come down, Gordon, it came down as one.
Exactly right. You can't give blokes like Matty Bowen and Minicello room, and you'd rather give up the extra 10 metres and all go down in a line than go down in splits and spatters, and obviously because they just carve you up. You cannot afford to go down in 4s and 5s against these quality fullbacks.
Fitzgibbon. Wing. Soliola. His metres have been limited tonight. Justin Smith and the centre Ashley Graham have been very good in limiting his time with the footy. They still have control of the ball to the Roosters. Pop it over the head of Matty Bowen. It's an awkward bounce. Bowen's beaten 4 of them. Now he accelerates. It was only desperation from a front rower, Danny Nutley, that prevented a try. Here's the cousin, Brendan Bowen. Thurston on the back of a quick play, the ball, and a penalty. Danny Nutley had to do that.
Oh, had to. And what about him running down Matty Bowen? Well, he didn't, but that's what he'd be telling them tonight over a few beers. But the Cowboys, as soon as they ceased that opportunity, they just put the hammer down. They went 100 miles an hour. If they weren't going to make a break and capitalise on the points, they got the penalty. And now they've got a full set of 6, 25 metres out from the Roosters line.
There's a lot to like about the way Danny Nutley plays his football. Very old style type of prop. That's him making the tackle there. Just perhaps born in the wrong era. Danny is no frills, no.
It's fair to say, and as a player you'd love playing with him,
yep,
he plays very close to his ability every week. Yeah. You cannot ask any more from a rugby league player, or just in life in general. Someone gives 100% every week.
24 points to 6, but for how much longer? Thurston. Second man ball. It was only a matter of time before Matt Bowen crossed the line.
And only fitting that he finished it. He started it down the other end, kick chase. As I said, you can't go down in 4s and 5s. Give up that extra 10 metres.
Craig Fitzgibbon has absolutely gone off his tree at the ref.
In a ruck play. That's a try. Can't you have a look?
No, not at all, mate. I thought that was a try. That's the way I saw it, Craig.
Craig Fitzgibbon walked 20 metres out to have a chat to Gavin Badger, and it's probably lucky that the referee was 20 metres away because Craig had the opportunity to cool down. It was a big blow-up. Things just not going right. This is where it all started. How good are the feet? And look at Nutley. Diving. Desperate. And committed more than anything. Thurston links up with his fullback. Beat the tackle of Sam Perrott, who had had to come in off his wing.
You saw Fitzgibbon run across and point his finger. I don't know what he was pointing his finger out. He said if that was a ruck play or whatever. I
He's
just
talking
don't know.
about an obstruction.
Players on it. Well, they had their numbers anyway. That's where I think you got to let it go. I mean, I know the rules are the rules, but we could sit here with a fine-tooth comb and comb over, you know, every single decision. I think he's probably a little bit, because Minicello probably scored a try. The 50-50 decisions probably haven't gone to the Roosters tonight.
Yeah.
But it does go to the side that seems to have their foot on the pedal a bit more. And
It happens.
Yeah, exactly. But it comes back to Matty Bowen. What a wonderful break. You can't go down. You'd rather give them the extra 10 metres so they can make the tackle. Matty Bowen, great footwork. He started it, and it's only fitting that he hits a hole and finishes it.
28 points to 6. Waiting on the kick from Jonathan Thurston, who has already got 4 from 4 tonight, looking to maintain that perfect record. He does so and does it with ease. Well, the Roosters not a happy camp at the moment. 30 points to 6. And Fitzgibbon into Gavin Badger.
I thought Gary Badger handled himself pretty well, that referee.
Gavin Badger did handle himself well there, and Craig Fitzgibbon did the right thing. He got it off his chest, turned around, and then bit his lip and continued on with the verbal spray.
Now, if you're the Roosters coach, are you worried? Nearly 2 full games of football, and you've only scored 12 points. 6 points last week. You only got 6 points tonight. You've had more opportunities, but you just can't seem to cross that white line.
Yep, it is of concern for Chris Anderson, and while much of the focus this week on the Roosters is centred around their one-marker defensive pattern, it is going to start to become quite the issue. 60% of the football has been in the hands of the Cowboys, just 40% of the Roosters. 47 more tackles made by the visitors. And with figures like that, it is no wonder the Cowboys enjoy quite the advantage on the scoreboard. They have been the better side, make no mistake about that. But when you're the better side and you're dominating the football and time with the football like that, the scoreline blows out and quickly.
Exactly right. And not to say that the Roosters haven't had a go tonight with that great run by Kenny Dow, but it seems to be individual efforts where the Cowboys just look like a much better team at the moment. I think the Roosters are going to build into something before the end of the year, but at the moment they're just missing that little bit of the recipe that makes the cake taste nice, Andy.
Minicello inside ball. He had the fast-running Sam Perrott there. Wing to Pearce. Little grubber. Orbison is there. It is kicked out by Matty Bowen at the back. So electric in attack and mindful in defence. We've hit the 3-quarter mark of this game. Nicely weighted little kick there. I thought there was a suggestion Orbison may have been in front of the kicker.
But Pearce, he's showed a lot of maturity for his age. I think his kicks have been outstanding tonight. He hasn't had a lot to do. They haven't had a lot of opportunities in the Cowboys area, but his kicks have been outstanding. They've been well weighted, and for a bloke under pressure with the Cowboys as fresh as what they are, doing less work, I think he's got him a couple of repeats. That's a 6.
Just looking at Mitchell over the course of the game, and his communication is good. He is a confident young guy. He's been steering the Roosters around fairly confidently. We've got a player down here. Danny Nutley.
Stay there for me,
cautioned.
Stay away. Luke, don't be silly. Luke
O'Donnell facing off.
Don't be silly. Just go over there from me. Just stay away. Don't do anything.
Well, if looks could kill.
You bet.
That may well have been a head clash to start with. Then you've gone at him again. The penalty's against you, and we're going to put the incident on report.
Okay, we've got one player on report. We've got a gash over an eye. Now all we're hoping is that Luke O'Donnell runs straight at Danny Nutley. It was an open hander. Open hander that just caught him on the top of the eyebrow.
I think Luke O'Donnell might have thought maybe an elbow. Maybe he got him with the elbow early because it didn't look like there was anything else. And Danny Nutley, cool as a cucumber, walked up and said it was a head clash, sir.
Luke O'Donnell has come to the sideline. He's going to go and get stitched up in the sheds. There he goes, and onto the field comes Steve Southern. Of course, it is a free interchange because Danny Nutley was placed on report. With 18.5 minutes to go and the scoreline just blowing out a little bit. Nice to see some passion out there, so we're pleading with the Cowboys trainers and medical staff in the dressing sheds to do a good job on Luke's eye, but make it a quick one. We want to see him and Nutley go at it for a couple of minutes. It has been a physical game. It's been a very clean game, but it has been physical in that centre third.
It has been, because the Roosters are a very big side, and the Cowboys obviously got some big blokes, but they like playing an upbeat tempo game. So both styles really suited each other tonight, and it's been very heavy defence. As you see Shillington run out.
Here it is.
Walk away.
Big Dave Shillington's in there. Nate Miles is there.
Walk away, Danny. You don't need to get involved, Danny. You don't need to get involved.
Luke O'Donnell will be watching this from the dressing rooms.
Go this way.
See what happened. Payne to Southern. Shillington looks to put the shot on. Creeps up a little high. Thurston races in. The featherweight up against the big super heavy.
Yep.
Look, I'm all for players sticking up for each other, but
Just a penalty. What number?
But I don't like players running in. I think the
20.
blokes stand there. Of course, you stand up for your teammate. That's what it's all about. You got to go in a battle week in, week out. But when players run in, it just escalates.
Captain. Jonathan, I'm controlling it. Okay, first I'll just talk to you, Jonathan. When we have incidents like this, I spoke to you back there a minute ago about you helping me control your players. You ran in there and you could have escalated as well. You help me out and we don't have these incidents. Okay, so you talk to the boys. You talk to the boys. Okay, it's just a high tackle. It's just a high tackle. Okay, so we keep them down. I don't need to. Now what we've had is we've had repeated high tackles from your side. The next high tackle penalty, repeated infringement, someone's going to bin. All right?
I just think that was well handled. I think there was too much in the tackle. I thought it got him on the shoulder. As Cowboys take a quick tap, Roosters weren't ready for it.
Southern wants the ball on this near side. They go far side. Through Scott, short ball to Lilliman, and the ball has been ruled forward. I think you'll find Gavin Badger got a call from his far side touch judge. Smiles all round. Opportunity now for the guys just to cool off a little bit, the 26 out there. It's hot. It's been frustrating for the Roosters. They've got 3 players on report. Tempers are being tested. And with just 12 combined points offensively in the last 2 weeks, the last thing Chris Anderson, the Roosters coaching staff need, Gordy, is to have 3 players suspended for a week or 2.
100%. You want your players to be out there, be emotional, be passionate, but you don't want them to step over that line. Whatever the fine line is, there's a nice...
Here goes an Asta penalty for Shepherd. Well back downfield. Braith drops the ball. Penalty count out of control.
No, not you, the bloke with the footy.
Okay, Nasta across field. No defender was impeded there.
No, I don't think that there was either. You got to allow, like the bloke was in the tackle. The bloke had a chance of tackling. It was one-on-one.
Yeah.
Your support runner goes straight through the line a million miles an hour.
Then there's the theory that the defence shouldn't have to second guess. The defender shouldn't have to second guess which of two guys is going to get the ball and which one do I commit to in case the other is going to run at me used as a decoy.
Well, you've got to think all the time whether he's going to step, kick, pass. Obviously, they don't like you when you lose sight of the player coming through. I don't think it impeded it that much. I would have let that play go on.
It's been a debate for 99 years. We're not going to solve it in 5 minutes here tonight. Tackled as Bowman. Tackle number 4. Centre field, they come. Oh, it was a good ball to Southern.
First knock on. That's all right, Steve.
Gets to his feet.
Roosters, man.
Just couldn't control the footy.
The pass was perfect. Probably a little bit hard, but you've got to catch those. Obviously, Bluey Southern saw the line wide open. Craig Wynn come out of the line there. I don't know what he was doing. He come out of the line. Payne, great decision. Great face ball.
Just 2 players on the Cowboy bench at the moment. No Luke O'Donnell, no Jason Smith. Smith spraining his ankle badly. As far as Anthony Tupou goes, we saw him injure his right hamstring earlier tonight. The Roosters staff tried as they could to get him back out onto the field. Good metres from Braithen Nasta, who is thrown to the ground. By Smith, an awkward kick from wing, taken by Mitchell Pearce, who steps, gets the ball on his outside. Big Nate Miles, the second rower. He tried to barge his way to the line. It's on the right. If the Roosters are good enough, there is points available. They leave it behind.
Well, that was on both sides. I saw the Roosters face and Nasta, Mitchell Pearce, they blew up down the left-hand side. I think they would have scored both sides if the execution. Both decisions were right. They could have went right or left, but their execution was poor. As Matty Bowen tap danced his way through the Roosters' defence.
Here's a man that's collected a double tonight, Brenton Bowen. 5 tries for the Cowboys, 2 to Brenton, 2 to Jonathan Thurston, 1 to Matt Bowen. Heavy contact in the centre of the field there. Again, all eyes are on Nutley up against Big Matt Scott. Young front row with a big future in this game. This is why he's down. Was Shillington high again? Yes, he was.
Well, what do you do with a repeat offender?
Okay, well, Gavin Badger said last time, next one that's high that's a repeat offender, I'm going to sit him down for 10. No, they've ruled it isn't a reportable or penalised infringement. And Luke O'Donnell getting ready to get back onto the field.
Ding, ding, round 2.
Round 2. And he's had the chance to calm down a little bit, but he certainly had eyes for Danny Nutley. And all the betting agencies where you couldn't get a price on when Nutley gets the first ball, who will be in front of him?
Yeah, but he doesn't want to be silly. He's got another 24 rounds and he's coming there really heavy. And
Luke does have that ability to wind himself up a little bit above and beyond. Nutley's putting his hand up, and here's O'Donnell. The 2 collide, and O'Donnell has another swipe. We've got 12 minutes, 15 seconds remaining of this little battle. Good ball from Pearce out to Orbison. One further to Payer. Bumps off one. Can't get the ball free.
Perfect case of the old bull up against a young, fresh, strong bull. Where are you? You want me? Here I am. Charge straight at him, Danny Nutley. Now all of it's out of the road.
Bowen on the run and does beautifully. runs into Anasta. Anasta caught him with the chest, a strong front-on tackle. Ashley Graham, the former Parramatta Eel. Good to see Ashley back playing top-flight football. Broke his leg horribly a couple of years ago when playing for Parramatta at Suncorp Stadium against the Broncos. One of those injuries that you just want to turn the other way. The leg snapped into two. A very, very talented young man. Here is Bowen. Payne. Foul Mawina. Back to Bowen. On to Graham. Wrestled to the ground in a good one-on-one tackle by Sean Kenny Dow. Thurston. Smith. Soliola. Came in for the tackle. It goes back to Thurston. He chips over the top. Anthony Minicello. Well done.
The count. Read it beautifully, Anthony Minicello. Two of the game marquee players taking each other on. Thurston saw an opportunity. Minicello read it perfectly, but the Roosters' story of the night can't control the ball, and here goes Bowen straight back at him. No, he doesn't. Long ball to Sweeney.
The Roosters have had to make 50 more tackles than North Queensland, and they're absolutely out on their feet. Anasta, lazy there defensively, went a little bit high. Their completion rate, which was 11 from 13 early, has slipped alarmingly to 19 completed sets out of 29 chances. Just not enough time with the footy late in the count. A lot of their turnovers have been early as well. Payne loses his footing, but still manages to find Thurston, who goes through the gap, looks on the inside. That is the Cowboys' 6th try. It has been quite the performance. Luke O'Donnell is the scorer. Couple of stitches in the eye.
And it's no wonder why this club's fighting over Luke O'Donnell, but I'd love to sit here and tell you that Aaron Payne or Jonathan Thurston didn't have a hand in the try, or Matty Bowen. Thurston, he's gone across. Beautiful. Payne, he's come out, he slipped over, but it still works here. It's closed down the gap. He's got time to stand up. Thurston sums it all up, takes him on with speed. The hole closes, inside ball. Luke O'Donnell runs a great line. That's why everybody's chasing him. I wouldn't like to see him switch codes, but if that's what he wishes to do, probably be bored for the next 5 years.
A little bit of running repairs to the man who gave himself a new nickname when he came up to the Cowboys, Duda. He was known as Brains when he played for the West Tigers.
And why would he want to get rid of that?
He'll be very happy that I've mentioned that on national TV as well.
I'll tell him.
Quality footballer Luke O'Donnell. He's getting the running repairs, and he will complete the final 8 minutes of this game. %80 for the season, 100% tonight for Jonathan Thurston. Right in front yet again. 6 tries for the Cowboys. They led 18 points to 6 at half-time. An easy one for JT. 36 points to 6. Luke O'Donnell, the try scorer. And a push in the face of Danny Nutley. A little cop that, if you like. Nutley won't forget.
No. They looked a bit like don't go there, girlfriend. Well, talk to the hand, baby.
Talk to the hand. You've spent far too much time on the Townsville dance floor.
I don't dance, mate. Real men dance on the inside, Andy.
Here's Carl Webb. A little bit of side-to-side stuff in Carl's game. Took the ball up nicely and over the 20-metre line. Payne, taken by Wing, who looked for a one-on-one strip before being assisted in the tackle by Lapini Paya. Southern. Another solid performance from Steve tonight. Payne to Thurston. Good second man ball to Bowen. On the outside to Sweeney. Keep in mind they're doing it without Jason Smith. O'Donnell did well to avoid Fitzgibbon because the Roosters captain came through at 1,000,000 miles an hour. Payne short ball. Back to Bowen. Bowman spills it this time. He's trying to convince the referee that he deliberately dropped it onto his foot for a little rubber through. Not the case. Nate Miles preparing to be thrown back into the action by Chris Anderson. It's the reason the Roosters have the footy.
I think in this competition, you're like the first week, you're all enthused. You can't wait all pre-season to play your first game. The second week's always the hardest one to play. I think your body's a little bit sore, you wake up. But the Cowboys, they just seem to find their rhythm. They've started the competition with more rhythm. And normally sides make the right decision, but the execution's just not there so early in the competition. But the Cowboys have seemed to find it. Last week against the Broncos, probably the highest quality game of the round.
Yep.
And now they've really beaten the Roosters by 30 points or maybe more.
Was Braithen Aston-Feld there? Our referee says no, and it is play on. 6 nights of the week you can get your footy fix right here on Fox Sports. Don't forget Monday Night Football coming to you from the Gold Coast Stadium. The Gold Coast Titans and Cronulla Sharks from 6 p.m. on Monday night. Join Greg Alexander and the crew in the studio. Kick-off just after 7. Monday Night Footy on Fox Sports. Jonathan Thurston's been given a rest. Bowen, has he kicked it ahead? Yes, he has. I think you'll find it's a try. It is. He can do no wrong. He is smiling like a cheeky kid at the back of the classroom.
As I said, I'd love to be talking about a try from the Cowboys. I'm going to repeat myself here. That didn't come off an Aaron Payne, a Jonathan Thurston, or a Matt Bowen. You see Matt Bowen all the time in the world, takes him on. They're worried about his footwork. Carl Webb, no look pass. Bowen, he drops the ball, just puts it on the toe. Oh, hold on, Carl Webb's flicked it out the back. The no look pass. He's watching me at training. Oh, on the toe. I've got enough speed. I'll get there. Right on the Coke Zero.
Good pass from Carl Benji Webb. A little no-looker. Matt Bowen. That's 2 for him tonight.
Coke Zero should be Coke 6, shouldn't it? Or 4. Coke 4-pointer. We wanted to get a new Coke out.
And because Jonathan Thurston is off the field and he's been given a rest.
Well,
goal kicker has changed. He certainly has. 7 tries to 1. Ashley Graham is the goal kicker. No reason for Graham Murray, you wouldn't think, to change this winning formula for next week's clash with the Dragons. Maybe there will be some changes for the Roosters before they tackle the Sea Eagles, who beat the Tigers tonight. For all your team news and team changes, don't forget you can join us for NRL teams at 7 p.m. every Tuesday on Fox Sports 1. The teams are announced by their coaches Tuesday afternoon, and you get your news. Who's in, who's out, and why, first on Fox. NRL teams. That's Tuesday night, 7 p.m. on Fox Sports 1. Almost enough to crack it for a smile, Jonathan Thurston. He started the year in magnificent form. Shane Tronk darting it up towards the 10-metre line. Bowen at first receiver, now to Carl Webb. O'Donnell and Utley have another coming together. They're all over O'Donnell. Couldn't get him to the ground though. There was 3 of them there. Fitzgibbon. A crunching tackle with Soliola. That was Jensen in the middle of those 2 big boys. A good take from Sam Perrott. Finds Minicello. That's what you call a hospital pass.
Townsville general too, let me tell you. But Minicello, he's probably, I mean, he's such a strong little bugger, he took it, but mate, that's why I didn't run off wingers, and that's why they got 2 and 5 on their back, Andy.
Soliola. He is tackled. It goes from Wing to Pearce, further to Miles. Bumps off the initial tackle of Carl Webb before taking the ball another 4 metres. Wing, and Astar, short ball there to Minicello. He got it on to Sean Kenny-Dow. And the ball was taken in a one-on-one situation by his opposing man, Brendan Bowen. Minute 40 left. Carrying forward is Tron. So much attacking brilliance in this Cowboys side, and it's a Cowboys side minus young Ty Williams, who's out indefinitely with a knee injury. There's more to come.
Hand in there.
Exactly right. And what I like about it, it's just their confidence. And every year, I thought when they lost Billy Johnson that they might have lost a bit, that their conditioning might have been there or whatever, but they just seem to hit the ground running. But the thing about the Cowboys, they started like this last year, and after round 6, I think they went on a bad losing streak. And maybe it's something they talk about at training, maybe they got it on the clipboard, maybe they're not. But, and then towards the end of the season, they lost Jonathan Thurston to the knee injury here, and then the Cowboys, it was on a slippery slide from then on. But they've started the ground running, and full credit to them. They are the form team of the competition, even though it's only 2 weeks. But I suppose early run, and if you want to judge your side, it's against the Cowboys. We'll see how your team's going. It's obviously you get your guidance off the Cowboys.
You certainly do. Payne at first receiver inside ball to Southern. He's tackled centre field. Final seconds of this round 2 matchup. Bowen, short ball, O'Donnell to the line. He is denied. 1 more play left. It is 42 points to 6. Can the Roosters hold out 1 more tackle? Payne. Little field goal. It's good as the siren sounds. It is full time here on our first trip to Dairy Farmers Stadium in 2007. It has been a dominant performance from the home side. The Cowboys 43 have beaten the Roosters 6.